And now the 2026 tournament is finally here, taking place in the United States, Mexico, Canada. It is the biggest one yet, with an expanded 48 teams and some 104 matches.
Here to break down all the action is NBC News chief data analyst, our soccer savant, among other things.
You've got a pressure there.
I mean, you are really the savant of all things data. But Steve, okay, walk us through, how is Team USA looking heading into the first match?
Yeah, look, the U.S. has been waiting. It's kind of been decades now for the big breakthrough in the World Cup. So go back to 1994. That's the last time it was in the U.S. That was a bit of a breakthrough. The U.S. got to the round of 16. That's, they have the group play. You play 3 games. If you're good enough, you go to the knockout round. They got there in 94. It was a breakthrough. But you can see, look, in all the years since, they have not gotten past that round.
That's the highest
except for that one. Yeah, there's
round
2002 is the quarterfinals. But you're looking for that deep run. Could coming back to U.S. soil deliver it for them? Here's another thing to look at. Coming into this, the team's been playing what they call friendly matches the last few months, kind of tune-ups. And you can see, look at this. Back in March, these were some tough results. Belgium crushed the U.S. Portugal. Very discouraging wake-up calls, but the team responded. Look, at the end of May, that's a good Senegal team they beat. And Germany, that's a loss last week to Germany, but the U.S. controlled possession, had more shots on goal. They showed they could run with the Germans last week, so it's an encouraging note to be coming into this World Cup on.
Let's talk about group stage this time around, Steve. How does our group look? How do we stack up? And what about home field advantage? Is that something that could potentially help us a lot?
Yeah, I mean, check this out. By the way, if you're in around any of these cities, get Soccer Fever, because it's a bigger tournament than ever. We've gone from 32 to 48. All these venues in North America are going to be hosting. Of course, the U.S. is going to kick off in L.A. tomorrow night against Paraguay. These are their group opponents here: Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. And I think the two things that you could say about this group: number one, you don't have any of the sort of big beasts of international soccer here. They are capable, the U.S., of beating every one of these teams, but these are also evenly matched teams. They are capable of faltering against these teams. So I think the expectations are that the U.S. can get through this group right here. If they do, the next thing they got to do is what's been elusive: beat one of those big European teams, one of the monsters of the sport.
Yeah. So Steve, taking the USA out of this, who's got the best shot going forward in this?
Yeah, I mentioned those big European monsters, the internet. So look at this. The big favorite overall is going to be Spain. They've sort of taken center stage in the last few years. Do not sleep on France. They've been in the last 2 World Cup finals. They won in 2018. They lost in 2022 to Argentina. You see them up here, too. Of course, you showed Messi there. The question with Messi: age. Is he still sort of the same? He's aging now. How are they going to use him? Can he contribute what he used to? But these are the heavy hitters. The U.S., by the way, their odds of winning the entire thing right now, you get them at 60 to 1.
Okay.
So this is like 7 to 1, 5 to 1. So there is a chance. There is a chance.
Okay, Steve, very quickly, any other big matchups you're watching this week?
Yeah, so I mean, look, we say the U.S. tomorrow night, where everybody's going to be watching that. But I wanted to show you this. I'm sorry. We wanted to give him a shout out. The longest shots on the board. I love this story. Curacao, 150,000 people. It's the size of Worcester, Massachusetts. It's the smallest country to ever qualify.
Come on,
2,500 to 1 on Curacao to win the whole thing.
How about Richmond?
Yeah, we're still waiting on that.
All right, Steve. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
The Richmond thing went over my head.
I figured it was
Ted
some
Lasso.
soccer.
Got it.
I figured it was some soccer thing.
I'm sorry, Al. I usually catch him. I missed that one.
You're the best. A reminder, you can catch all of the action live on Peacock and Telemundo, the Spanish language home of the world.
At least I didn't pretend to understand,
Like you usually do.
There you go.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch The Today Show every morning on NBC, or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.